Alright, well, Brock's defeat. Notice, these have been stealing Pokemon fossils. Those sick fucks. Anyways, was Brock defeated? It's moving on to Route 4. 3. Oh, shit. I'm pretty sure this is 4. And this is probably where I'm going to have to finally quit dicking around and learn how to use that editing software, because there's a lot of trainers. A lot of trainers coming up, and not that I don't enjoy the amazing in-depth battle system of Pokemon, but I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch me fight like 9 trainers in a row who probably all have the same goddamn Pokemon. So I must now figure out editing. Alrighty, so hopefully the future version of myself edited all those trainer fights. Nothing worth of interest really, they were just all Pidgeys and Rattatas and Caterpies. This dude has an Ekans though, and he's a cocksucker for it, because it knows Wrap. And in Generation 1, Wrap is the most annoying fucking move next to Fire Spin, because it just locks your Pokemon and they can't do anything. Especially sucks if like the Pokemon's faster and it knows Wrap, because it's just, ooh, it just sucks. Sucks real bad. But yeah, that's about it. But up ahead though, I still didn't fight this bug trainer though. I know he's a bug trainer. Fun fact, one of the trainers back there says they remember you from the Viridian Forest, but I don't. In the remake games, they have names. The trainers have like actual names. So I believe his name is the same. So it's kind of like a little impressive nod to 5 minutes of continuity there. But I wanted to fight this bug trainer and his little Caterpie and Metapod, because I think it'll give me enough XP to, yes, put Charmander to level 16. And this is important. Why? Well, because Charmander's evolving. Oh my god. Charmeleon. What a fun little sprite that is. Fortunately, he will not celebrate Charmander's evolution with the next battle, because now we're gonna fight this girl, and I believe she has in our team the one Pokemon that you can get in this area, the new Pokemon you can get in this area. Yes, Jigglypuff. In the grass where she's standing, if you search hard enough, you can find Jigglypuff. Normal type Pokemon. Oh, that didn't do much damage at all, and it fainted. Well, Charmeleon is going to be fighting after all. But yes, Jigglypuff has a lot of HP, and since this is still Gen 1, I believe the special stat is still the same, so you can make use of a lot of the weird moves they can learn. They can learn shit like Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. And since this is Gen 1, there's a lot of weird TMs. Like, you'll be getting a TM for Water Gun soon, and it can learn it. Also, it can evolve very fast. It evolves with a Moonstone, which I will be receiving pretty soon. So, yeah, interesting Pokemon. Its evolved form really touch pretty good. Also, if you're playing the remakes, this is where you can finally get Nidoran and Nidoran Female. But that's it for trainer battles. Jigglypuff's also in this area too. Because up next is the first, I guess, dungeon of this game. I guess Viridian Forest would be that, but that's kind of playing loose with the term dungeon. Oh, that's right. Come over here, talk to this guy. He's got a deal for you. He'll sell you a swell Magikarp for $500. Now, when this game came out, I'm sure a lot of people, actually I am going to buy this, but a lot of people probably had no idea. This was a great gag when this game first came out. But yeah, he'll sell you a Pokemon named Magikarp. And the shtick is Magikarp fucking sucks. That's the thing. Splash right there does no damage. It does nothing. It's one of the few Pokemon moves that do absolutely nothing. That's the whole gimmick. It's level 5. It takes forever to level up. It's just a pain in the fucking ass. But there is a payoff. If you can raise Magikarp to level 20, he will evolve into Gyarados, which is one of the most fearsome, destructive Pokemon in the game. Turns into a water flying type. It gets amazing attack power, decent for Generation 1. It has decent special. It's amazing. It's a powerful ass Pokemon. Of course, though, it's a very uphill battle for Gyarados. So, if you've got the time and the patience, go for it. But if not, don't bother. But hey, whatever. It buffs up your Pokedex number if you're concerned about that. So that's all you really want. But yeah, time for Mount Moon. And unfortunately, there are no repels in Mount Moon. I mean, that I can buy as of yet, so wild Pokemon galore, unfortunately. And the worst part is there's lots of items you can be getting. Ah, Christ. Anyways, right, TM12. And if memory serves me correct, I believe that's what I was saying is Water Gun. Yep. If your Squirtle hasn't already learned Water Gun, obviously this is a great choice. But it also, Rattata can learn Water Gun. Gen 1 was weird, man. It was weird. But We'll need to battle, though. Gotta battle. Because I want to only go through Mount Moon once if I can help it. I'm still using Weedles, man. I don't want to get fucking poisoned. Well, as you probably would also imagine, probably wouldn't guess it by battling this bug catcher, but there are some new Pokemon you can capture in Mount Moon. Quite a fair bit. Jesus, I'm slower than Weedle now. The first Pokemon you saw me run into was Zubat. Poison flying type Pokemon. A Pokemon you will soon learn to hate because it is one of the most common Pokemon that you will run into. Any cave-like structure in this game will probably have a Zubat in it, or his evolved form, Golbat. Zubat's unfortunately one of those Pokemon that doesn't get better until, like, the next generation after this one. It's kind of hard to really recommend Zubat, but I like Zubat. I think he's a cool looking Pokemon. It's just unfortunate that he gets stuck with being the most commonly encountered Pokemon in every cave. I don't know. If you want to raise a Zubat, just play a different Pokemon game, honestly, because then it'll evolve into because then he gets one more evolution in Crobat, which is way better. But yeah. Clefairy is actually a Pokemon you can find in here, not just what this last has as a shit. Clefairy probably think it looks a lot like Jigglypuff, and they are somewhat similar. They both have a lot of HP, and they both have like a special stat that's like really good. Can learn a lot of unique moves, also like Water Gun and stuff. Clefairy's claim to fame is that it knows a move called Metronome, which is like which can use any random move in the whole game. So, you know, that's pretty interesting. It's all, of course, you know, luck, but hey, it can be fun to use. Also, like Jigglypuff, it evolves with the Moonstone into Clefable, so, and you will be finding Moonstones in this area, so you can already have like an evolved Pokemon at your disposal here, so worth thinking about, you know. Actually, can Pikachu one-shot this thing? Thankfully, not many of the Zubats here have Supersonic, so you don't have to worry about getting confused either. Before I go down there, I need to find more item shit. Okay. Paris, another Pokemon you can get here. Grass Bug type. Paris, unfortunately, really, really sucks. Grass Bug is a terrible typing. It's quad weak to fire and flying, and not to mention it's weak to rock and more things. Doesn't have many resistances. It's just, I don't know, evolves into Parasite. It can learn some cool things like Spore and Poison Powder, lots of status-inducing moves, but yeah, if you want a grass type, there's better options coming up, so perhaps don't. Magnemite. Shit. Zubat, Clefairy, Paris, and... oh yeah, Geodude. Geodude, the rock ground type. If Geodude looked cool to you after battling Brock, this is a chance to get one. As you might imagine from a literal fucking rock with arms, it's has really good defense, so it can take some hits. Of course, it won't survive very long against water or grass type moves, but past that, it's not bad. The only downside is, of course, is unless you're playing some kind of like ROM hacked version of Red version, you can't evolve Geodude to his final form unless you trade him. He's one of those few Pokemon that evolve through trading. So, yeah, that part kind of blows. So if you are playing just vanilla Red version, I don't recommend Geodude because he'll only be at his second form his entire game, and while I'm sure you could make it work, it's, I don't know. There's just always something shitty about not being able to obtain the last form of a badass Pokemon. Picked up a rare candy back there too. Increases your Pokemon's level by 1. Pretty good item. I'm one of those people who save my rare candies to the end of the game. I guess I like to use them all at once for the final battle. Okay, I want this to go a little faster, so we're sending Charmeleon back out. Well, guess I have to fill some of this dead air with something, so we're not just watching continuous me destroying bug catchers in this goddamn cave. I thought I was done with these assholes. So, has anyone ever, I don't know if anybody watching this has ever read the Pokemon manga, otherwise known as Pokemon Adventures in the West and Pokemon Special, where it originates from? I always thought it was a really interesting interpretation of the Pokemon mythos. A lot of cool different ideas that are at play in those games that I've always kind of thought about. Like, for starters, all the trainers, the main characters, there's like usually 3 main characters, each with a name relating to the version. Like, for instance, the NPC I'm playing as now would be called Red, which is like, okay, I mean, there's plenty of people called Red out there in the world. But then the rival character is named, like, Green, and then added a female character based off of unused artwork of a female trainer for this game named Blue. So, son of a bitch. Bad call on that one. I don't know, I've always found it really interesting. It's a cool take on it. They have, like, they of course each get one of the 3-star Pokemon on their team. Of course. Red gets Bulbasaur, actually, which I think is kind of a cool idea, because usually it seems like Red's always usually affiliated with Charmander, but he has a unique team. He has like Pikachu, Poliwrath, Aerodactyl, Snorlax. It's really cool. It's a lot of people, like, I feel like whenever I see people talk about it, they always bring up like the same things, like, oh man, there's this part where fucking an Arbok gets cut in half, and yeah, there are some like pretty, I guess, dark things in it, for light of a better term. But I don't want to say it's dark. A little bit more grounded, sure, but dark's a little much. But yeah, it's a really cool interpretation of the games. It's more closely related to the games than anything. I will say though, their names being just the versions of the current generation they're on is it's a little funny, because I mean, it works for a bit, but then it gets to a point where like you got boys named Ruby and shit, and like, you know, I know we live in a more progressive age, but I still find it funny a boy has a name that you associate with like some grandma. What the hell did I just pick up again? Oh yeah, an HP up. This is the first example of a vitamin sort of item in this game. You can find stuff like this that increase every stat, like HP, for instance. This one's pretty self-explanatory. There's one that raises attack, which is protein. One that raises special, which is actually I'm pretty sure it's calcium. Yeah. In this game, calcium would raise your special stat, but in later games, it gets split into zinc and calcium for special attack, special defense. There's iron for defense, regular defense, and carbos is what increases your speed. My kingdom for some repels, let me tell you, folks. And I just realized I was going the wrong way. Great. Pretty sad I'm getting turned around the fucking first dungeon of all things. Okay, I remember this chick. She definitely has, like, grass Pokemon. It's always fun. Since this is Generation 1, they don't, your character doesn't turn to look at the person who spotted them, so it's always kind of funny to imagine just, like, him still looking straight forward while the person's talking in his ear. Something completely nonsensical and dumb. Here's the first Oddish you can run into. Good Pokemon. This is what I was talking about grass types that you can encounter later. If memory serves me correct, she'll have the other grass type, Bellsprout. If you're playing red version, you can only find Oddish, and if you're playing Bellsprout. If you're playing blue version, you can only find Bellsprout. So, they're both good. Either one of them would be a fine grass type addition. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I should also mention this is the first time you'll encounter Team Rocket with their big ass fucking whips that I don't think they've ever been shown with again, because, you know, kind of puts a really bad imagery in the kids' heads that the bad guys whip their Pokemon. I mean, Jesus Christ. I bet you this guy has a Sandshrew again and I completely forgot. No, he has a Zubat. Good. Even better. Well, if you're playing yellow version, there is one little difference with Team Rocket in that at the very end of this little dungeon, Jesse and James will come out and attack you. Since of course the yellow version is, Jesus Ekans, yeah. Since of course the yellow version is based off of the TV show more, they do have Jesse and James as characters, and they use the Pokemon you'd think they would: Ekans, Coughing, Meowth. It's a cool little feature. If not slightly annoying if you're just trying to get the hell out of there. See, this is what we'll talk about rap. It'll always just attack, and later games it's fixed so that it just, you know, hurts you every turn, but you can still move. Of course, I burned this Ekans, so he's only doing like 1 HP to me. I don't know if I explained last time, but burn has the attack power of the person afflicted with it, so it's a very cool stats condition to have happen to your opponent. TM01. Since this is Generation 1 and the TMs aren't standardized yet, and it's really coming down outside. Mega Punch. I might teach this to somebody later, actually. Touch this rock again, Ether. That restores your Pokemon's power points. You can't buy those in any stores, so very good to save onto. Now I'm concerned how much of the rain the mic is picking up. 'Cause boy, that would be quite annoying. Well, damn. And here I thought I had more to say about Mount Moon. I don't. What a pity. Well, I guess they announced that new Pokemon Let's Go thing. That's kind of interesting. It's like a 3D remake of, from what I can tell, Yellow version. And I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I mean, it looks kind of interesting, I suppose, but to see like the Generation 1 games remade in like, well, top-down 3D, I guess. Has the Pokemon Go mechanics for catching Pokemon, but it still has battling, but it looks like very like simplified battling too. So it looks like a lot of the moves are reworked. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it was a demo, but like I believe someone used String Shot and it harshly lowered speed instead of just, you know, by one stage. That was his first Moonstone, by the way. If you see bulky guys like these, chances are they're probably hikers, so make sure you got like your Squirtles or your Bulbasaurs out. Or in my case, I'm gonna have to send out Charmeleon and just ember them to death. Goddamn, Geodude looks so fucking weird in Generation 1. It's like he has like a bunch of lumps on his head and he has like no eyes, just like white, like a fucking Ninja Turtle. Yeah, burn. I don't think any of the hikers have Onyxes in this area. Usually hikers have about the same Pokemon. The Geodude family. Oh shit, I only have 6 embers left. The Geodude family, Machop family, Onyxes, and Zubats. That's about usually all they carry. Guess I'll preserve what left I have in my ember. Oh, guess I was wrong. Good news is, though, none of these Onyxes have Bide like Brock's does. Nor do they know Rock Throw yet, so that's even better. And believe it or not, for being a big-ass fucking mountain snake, Onix doesn't have very high attack power. He's mostly just speed and defense, which is kind of an interesting combo, but... So Mount Moon has a bunch of subsections, but this is the only, like, stairs you really need to go through. There's nothing up there. Curses. You see, I keep worrying that I'm gonna run into a fucking Sandshrew again. But we're out of options. But I really need Pikachu to get some more levels. I'm not going to teach Mega Punch too. I don't see it being a move I'm going to keep very long. It's powerful, but it's not very, like, reliable. Eradicate, shit. Well, fuck. Take one from the team here, Nidoran, sorry. Damn. Hyper Fang. Fuck. Good thing I healed Charmeleon. I completely forgot one of these guys had Eradicate. So, you know, the old games did throw quite a challenge at you sometimes. They weren't afraid to. Anyways, I'm also using my potion on Pikachu here. And good thing we grabbed this, because now I can restore Ember. Yeah. Ooh. Ah, damn. Here I was all excited I was going to get through that whole spot without getting fucking stopped once. Shit, I'm running low on Thundershock too. Damn. Damn, I'm being proved wrong on multiple levels today, because they totally do have fucking... shit. But I'm going to catch the Zubat because it was pretty weak. Yeah. The bad Pokemon. Pokedex always raises the age-old question, do real animals exist? Because, I mean, how do they have context for what a bat Pokemon is, what a bat is? I need to save Thundershock. What's this guy gonna have? Well, time for the last potion. I wonder if that guy just always explains Team Rocket's motives whenever he meets somebody. Hey, Roger, what's up? Oh, nothing. Just Team Rocket's gonna steal and sell these fossils. Oh, I just want to know how your wife was doing. Ooh, critical hit. Good job, Pikachu. And a Zubat. Awesome. Rattatas and Zubats, the backbone of Team Rocket's fighting force. Doesn't get better than them. Oh shit, I'm confused. I didn't even notice that. You know, running into wild Pokemon so much wouldn't be a big deal if there were shinies in Gen 1, but there's not. Come over here. Found a second Moonstone. Moonstone's also what evolved Nidorino and Nidorina. So, if you have one of those, and you want a giant ass, what the fuck are Nidoking and Nidoqueen supposed to be? I never thought about that so much. Should probably look that up sometime. So this guy's a fucking prick. I hate him because I'll explain in a second here. We're gonna send out Charmeleon though. I want to hopefully KO this guy as fast as possible. So this guy sucks because he has two poison Pokemon and they both know poison moves. And even if you beat him, there's a good chance he might poison your Pokemon. And as you're trying to, get to the next town, your Pokemon might collapse from the poison. And then, since you didn't get to a Pokemon Center, you'll be sent all the way back to the last one. And why, yes, this has happened to me once when I was a child, and I still haven't let go of it. But yeah. So, it's always a good idea to, not only have an antidotes, but also just have more Pokemon on you. Because even if your Pokemon do faint, your good Pokemon do faint, you can have the backup ones to eat shit. Coughing. Actually, we'll let Pikachu take care of this, because I think we're good. We're out of the danger zone. Look at that. Look at that coughing. Why is his little crossbone thing on his top of his forehead? That's not what coughing looks like in all other iterations after this one. What? Gen 1 sprites. What a weird thing they were. And fat Pikachu. I always prefer fat Pikachu. He's just so much more adorable. That's right, I used the word adorable. I don't regret it. And we have quick attack now, which is awesome. So you beat this guy and you get the choice to pick 2 of these fossils. Or not 2 of them. Pick one of these fossils. The Dome fossil. I should also tell you right now that these fossils won't come into play until much later in the game. There's a there's a place in the Cinnabar Island, which you won't be getting to for a very long time, that can revive them. But Dome fossil, I always called it the Doom fossil as a kid for some dumbass reason, turns into Kabuto, a rock water type. And then over here is the Helix fossil, which is also a rock water type named Ammonite. Big difference. Dome is more physical based, has more higher attack, and the Helix is more special based. I'm just gonna go with Dome because I think Kabutops looks cooler. That's really my only incentive there. He'll take the other one, the Helix, which if you were following Twitch Plays Pokemon Red when it was huge, the Helix fossil turned into quite a meme. And boom, out of the cave, finally. What's this sign say? This is Route 4. Okay. Well. If you were playing the remakes, there'd be these 2 karate guys, and they would be move tutors, and they would teach one of your Pokemon either Mega Punch or Mega Kick. You can only use them once, so pretty cool. Definitely good to have, like a very strong move to have. Come up here, get TM4, which is Whirlwind. This is a useless move in battle. It won't be until later generations that Whirlwind actually does something in battle, but teach to a flying type Pokemon, it ends the wild encounter. Your Pokemon blows the wild Pokemon away. So, yeah. Very useless TM. Probably gonna sell it. Over here. In this patch of grass, there's a new Pokemon you can encounter. If you're playing red version, you can get Ekans, the poison type. If you're playing blue version, you can get Sandshrew, the ground type. Both are alright, I guess. I definitely think Sandshrew is better, but you know, you've encountered both of them already. If any of them strike your fancy, then go for it. They both evolved into some cool looking Pokemon as well. And finally, Mantis Cerulean. Pokemon Center should be your first stop. And that's really about it. That was a really long part. Kind of goes on a bit there, but what are you gonna do? But Cerulean City is a little bit more interesting, a little bit more stuff happening. And we'll find out what that stuff is next time.